Hey gang, and welcome to another Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and it's been nearly a month since the 2.0 update dropped for Animal Crossing New Horizons and changed things forever. Now, as you've gone around your islands, I'm sure you've noticed many new things, and there are still a ton of secret details and features that most players still don't know about and might have missed. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at some more of those secret features that you might have missed in the latest update. There's definitely a lot here that you'll really want to know about. Before we start, I just want to quickly mention that I am on Twitch and you can see me stream Animal Crossing New Horizons there every single week, so make sure to follow me over there, the link is in the description. So as you already know, Daisy Mae will visit your island every day before 12 PM in order to sell you turnips. What is a really cool new feature that has been added in is you can actually get a guaranteed interaction with her if you visit the roost around 12 PM once she has finished her shift. I've seen a lot of people wondering why they aren't seeing the special characters in the roost, and that's because they'll appear oftentimes related to what they do around your island, and we'll get more into that later in this video. But it's really cool to see Daisy Mae here, and you can get some original dialogue from her too, which is great. She's also not wearing her trademark hat, which is one of the very few times that you'll see her without it. It's also worth noting that her and the younger characters will actually have a cookie instead of a coffee because they're too young to drink it. At least that's what Jones says to Daisy Mae. The Roost is really a great way to get more dialogue and background out of some of the characters who work and visit our islands, so it's definitely worth checking in there frequently. Here's an amazing new feature in the 2.0 update which basically everyone has been asking for. If you go to talk to Isabelle and complain about a resident like you could do before the update, she'll actually have a new option which is to complain about their home. This means that for the first time you can reset villager starter homes in Animal Crossing New Horizons, one of the things that plagued a lot of our islands. If you don't know, some of the starting homes of villagers would get stuck a certain way and they would never really change at all, so you'd be stuck with a sort of uglier looking home rather than the home they're supposed to have. Now, it seems like you only get this feature if you've unlocked the ability to decorate villager homes, so you will need the Happy Home Paradise DLC to do that, but this just means it's another incentive to get your hands on it if you can. As I'm sure you've already gotten, your mother will send you food and different types of items that she's handmade herself in the mail. Well, one of these items happens to be her handmade cake, and in the 2.0 update with the addition of cooking, this item has actually been turned into edible food, which means that you can eat it to get some energy, specifically 5 at once, which is really helpful. This has also been done with basically all of the old food items in the game, including seasonally available ones too. Now don't worry, you can still decorate with them like you could previously, and you can in fact do this with every single food item, but it's nice that they now have a functional purpose as well, and you can eat them to get a lot of energy. I've seen a lot of people even wondering what the point of having food is aside from decorating, but it does give you a ton of energy at once, and if you've got good luck with Katrina, you can potentially even get up to 10 energy at once, which is honestly game changing for me. If you work on your island a lot, then you're gonna need that energy, so maybe Mum's handmade cake could be really handy for you. And yes, I'm British, so we say mum. Gyros were a really nice addition to Animal Crossing New Horizons from the past games, and as you know, you can display them around your island and in your home to make a lot of cute different sounds. Well, one thing you can do with gyros is you can actually hang them on the wall as their own little shelves, and you can either have them as low or as high as you want to. This is a really neat feature honestly, and something that you couldn't do in any previous Animal Crossing game, so it's great that gyroids can now be displayed in many different ways. In fact, you could basically make your own wall just filled up with gyroids if you wanted to. Of course, you can't hang them outside, you can't hang things on cliffs or buildings or anything, which is a bit of a shame and something that I wish they had added, but it's still really cool that you can hang them up in your house. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite gyroid is. So this one was actually spotted by Razzle Dazzle Girl on Reddit, and they noticed that you can in fact see Celeste in the roost before 7 PM on the same day that she visits, which means this is a really great feature for checking out when Celeste is actually going to appear on your island that night. That means if you still need to get more of those DIY recipes from her, then this is probably a great way of doing it. Of course, it's also great that we get more interactions with Celeste like I mentioned with Daisy Mae. I feel like we didn't see Celeste enough before this update, so the fact that we get some new interactions with her is honestly really great. But this is definitely a really useful life hack that you're going to want to use if you want to see if Celeste is going to be on your island that night or not, and you won't have to go through the effort of finding her either, which is really handy. Now this one contains minor spoilers for unlocks in Happy Home Paradise, so you may want to skip forward to the timestamp you see on screen if you don't want to be spoiled. This really cool new app is a part of the Happy Home Paradise, and you unlock it sometime after you've done your 30 homes and completed the main storyline. This is the home decoration app, and you can basically design rooms freely anywhere you are. You can then import these rooms that you design as villager homes in Happy Home Paradise, which is honestly so cool. Now sadly this app can't really be used in conjunction with your main island, but you can still use it there, so you don't need to be on the archipelago if you want to design villager homes. In a sense, it's kind of like having a copy of Happy Home Paradise with you wherever you go, which is really useful. It definitely feels reminiscent of Harvey's Island too, where you can just decorate kind of freely and there's no real goal, but this time around you can of course import them in, which may save you a lot of time. If you have a specific idea in mind but can't find a villager that you want to design for, you can just save it for later. Speaking of Happy Home Paradise, this one has been pointed out to me quite a lot. People have pointed out that the chef in the restaurant in Happy Home Paradise will actually give you a new cooking recipe every single day, which means that this is a really nice way to unlock more and more different cooking recipes in the game. I personally don't have a lot of these myself yet, so the fact that you can go and talk to the chef in your restaurant is really great. You can also get gifts from some of the other buildings as well. I'll let you discover them for yourself if you haven't already, but I just think it's really neat that you can get this new recipe from the chef. These buildings are honestly so functional, and it makes me wish they were a part of our main island too. Maybe in the next Animal Crossing game they will do something like that. Now this is more of a small detail than an actual feature, but I just had to point it out in this video because it is really cool. Villagers will now actually walk around your island with roost cups. In the past they would walk around with takeaway coffee, but it was just brandless, whereas now the roost has actually moved in. Your villagers will have their own roost cups, which shows that they've gone to the roost themselves to pick up some takeaway coffee. This is just a really nice detail which brings the island all together and adds some kind of realism to it, in a sense that the villagers are interacting and feeling alive with the buildings around your island. Speaking of villages and interactiveness, villagers got a lot of cool upgrades in this update, and one of them is that you can actually visit your villagers' homes if they ask you to. Now of course you could just barge in the previous update, but this time around if you visit there's actually a functional purpose. If they request you to visit, then you can go into their home and select an item to buy. Now I couldn't actually get footage of this because Raymond was being really fussy and not inviting me over, so I decided to just invite myself over for the video's purpose. But yes, you can buy an item of furniture that they have in their home. This is honestly really cool, and this is something you could kind of do in the past games with events like the flea market, so I'm really happy this returned. Personally, I haven't had my villagers visit me or ask them to visit them too often, but I really hope more of this does happen because it's a really great new interaction, and I love the fact that they've improved villagers quite a bit in the 2.0 update. It does make a big difference since villagers are really such an important part of Animal Crossing New Horizons. But let me know in the comment section down below if you've discovered any secrets of your own, whether that's in the 2.0 update or in Happy Home Paradise. I'd definitely love to hear if you have. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on those channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos. And if you made it to the end, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I know that you did. Thanks once again for watching, and I hope to see you on my Twitch for some of those Animal Crossing New Horizons streams. I want to give a big thanks to these channel members for their continued support of me and what I do here on this channel. If you want to become a channel member, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to learn more. You can get a whole bunch of cool perks like exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, access to our members only Discord and our members only podcast too.